Hello and welcome to Trucker's World for another video. It has been a long time, and one or two people have asked for an update, videos, etc. as you do. So here it is. So today's video is about my perils of driving a night shift. Okay, I'm just going to go through with what my experience was, where I was. I'm not going to name any companies or anything like that, but I'm just going to give you an idea. Like I say, from my perspective, everyone's perspective is different, everyone's job is different, so please don't let's tar every single job with the same brush. Okay, so from previous videos you might have known I was on probably about 8 or 9 hour shift at night, starting about 10 o'clock, working for a distribution company, doing mostly class 1 but sometimes class 2 at the same as well. And starting at 10 o'clock in the evening wasn't too bad. Obviously I've got kids, I've got family, etc, etc. My missus, very busy woman, and we have no family to help with the kids, so hence why I took the job with the intention of just having 8 hours. So obviously you go in there, your trailer's already loaded, we know this. I think I've done a video before, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing. However, I was fine. Starting at about 10 o'clock, I was fine up to a certain point, and it wasn't too bad. And like I say, where I worked there, staff were great, drivers were great, loved it. You know, really good place. You know, such great people working there, in my opinion. I like them. Sad for me to leave, really. So, yeah, it was all right till about maybe 4 o'clock-ish, you know. And bear in mind, sleeping in the day wasn't easy, but I tried getting about maybe 7 hours skip. Sometimes I got woken up here and there, but I tried, and I knew if I had half decent sleep or I didn't have a good sleep, most times it was half decent, maybe halfway through the week onwards, if that makes sense. And so yeah, about 4 o'clock, it started getting a bit. I was started getting a little bit tired, and got up to about 5 o'clock, and you were getting even more tired. It wasn't so much though while you were working; it was a drive home. I was driving home, due to the traffic. You were looking at what, 45 minutes, you know, 40 minutes on a decent day. You know, obviously an hour if it was on a really bad day with traffic. And that was most mornings, especially if I finished past half 6. There was no doubt about it. It was going to be about an hour. Um, and I found that I was coming home and I was literally fighting to stay awake. I don't know why, but I was. My eyes were closing all the time. I was literally fighting like mad, literally like that, trying to stay awake. It was pretty dangerous. Some days weren't too bad, but I'd say most days I felt very, very tired. Almost like you'd gone all night without sleep, if that makes sense. You know, normally, obviously, you would have had a sleep, but if you think of a normal day, it felt like you'd gone all night without having a sleep. That's how it felt like. I was getting back, obviously, doing a couple of jobs at home, helping the kids at school, etc., and then getting to bed around 10 o'clock ish. But that was the hard part. Now, the job did require a lot of leg work. You know, okay, there's better jobs out there. You don't have to do leg work, I suppose. But it wasn't that bad. And I thought to myself, if it was in the day, I'd probably live with that. You know, I'd probably just do it and think, you know what, yeah, it's not too bad. But because it was night, it was difficult, and there's no question about that. It was difficult, and that's probably the main reason why I decided to think, right, I know I've got to move on here. It's my health. My body started feeling a bit out of sync, and it did. You know, I did a bit of research. Maybe I shouldn't have done, to be honest. Read all sorts on the internet, and I know people do nights. You know, they do it for a living. 40 years, people have done nights. You know, and I get it. It's fine. If I had to, I could do it. Don't get me wrong, but it's something definitely felt like it wasn't quite in sync. You know, almost being tipped up on your head and coming back down again. It just, I don't know, but you know, it wasn't too bad work wise. Definitely not. But I was doing 5 nights a week. And I thought, I don't want that as a lifestyle, 5 nights every single week. You know, Friday morning, this was obviously my choice, bear this in mind, but obviously with kids and stuff, you can't carry on that night shift if you know what I mean, if you're not working. So obviously I'd come back, have some sleep, tried as best as I can to get to sleep as soon as I got back home, maybe have about 5 hours up. I pick the kids up from school, you know, that'd be nice on Friday night, and then Saturday you'd have off. That was great. But then Sunday again, you know, you couldn't really stay up too late. You couldn't really get a really good sleep in. You still have to, you know, have family life. And before you know it, you'd be getting ready for your night shift. So, you know, it wasn't really great that way. So that's my little stories of being a night driver. Would it have not helped? Let's just say, would it have been easier had you done no handballing? Possibly, possibly. But I personally think, handball or not, I personally believe I still would have probably been a little bit tired coming home, even though you've done 8 hours, even though, you know, you've had some sleep. It still felt very much out of sync for me personally. But I know people that have been there for a while and they're doing it and they're fine, you know. So there you go. There's my story. So I've moved on. I'm back on agency, more or less working for the same company, but just back on agency. And at the minute I'm on a class 1. So yes, more tales will come about what I'm doing now, what's it like, etc, etc, etc. I will say one thing. I was very sad to leave, and I'm definitely probably aiming to maybe to go back. Maybe not on nights, but maybe in the future when the kids are a little bit older and I've got, you know, a bit more time, etc, etc. I'm hoping to try and get back on days. That's the aim. So there you go. Right, thank you for watching. By all means, throw your comments below, give me some likes, all that kind of stuff. Love all that. Any topics that you want doing, I will try my best to either do it myself or I'll ask somebody and get their insight on it. Obviously, you know, there's loads of jobs out there, and I've heard bits of tales about different bits of jobs. You might be surprised, but yeah, all new drivers out there, thanks for watching, appreciate it.